Well, hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's May 22nd, 2025, and I thought what I'd do today is share with you some of the things I've been working on. So right now uh, it's been raining out since yesterday afternoon, so everything's just completely saturated. And I decided that I would spend the day working inside, working on drawings, diagrams, and doing phone contacts. And that has everything to do with contacting the insurance company, people that I deal with regularly, sending emails to them to get updates on things, speaking with the repair services. Blazies is where we have um, our Kubota products and their state of repair as well. Um, who else have I been in? I've been in touch with Lowe's and Home Depot looking for estimates for the insulated steel overhead doors. Um, and I can't think. Oh, I've been in touch looking for a scissors lift and an articulated boom as well. So those are things that I've been working on today. I thought, okay, since it's raining, I'm going to spend a little time inside and spend the day inside and actually working on some of the drawings as well. So I thought I'd take you through some of that. So one of the images, the image on your screen right now is an image from February 20th. So we're standing in the central garden plot and we're looking at the east wall of both buildings. This wall was still standing here. It was leaning, but still standing. Here we are at the southeast corner of it, and you can see the south wall fell over. The diesel fuel tanks are under these two locations here where windows were, and all. Here we're a little bit further south, and you can see the wall here. Diesel tank is under here where there were windows, and there's another diesel tank over there as well. Here's the other diesel tank, and this one got destroyed. This one did. Fortunately, the other portable diesel tank did pretty well. And this building was 44 feet by 66 feet. So we'll go over some diagrams here in a minute. Another image, we're at the southwest side of the building at this point. More southwest, just going over. So the western garden plot. So the first two rows of blueberry plants are underneath all of this here. Other plants have been wiped out with materials out to the side as well. Here we are looking from the west side near where the greenhouse and coop, where the greenhouse and coop are. And you see the depth of the snow. Here's the second floor of the building that's still standing. This wall here connecting between this 34 by 50 building and the 44 by 66 building. This one's heavily damaged. We'll look at that as well. So here we are looking from basically where our house is or garage and looking south. And so this is a building that's still standing. You can see through the windows there a lot of the wall is damaged that connects the two buildings together. So this is a gambrel roof here. And there's dormers on each side of this gambrel roof as well. And this is the east side of the workshop. Of course, the roof is just caved right in, but that section of wall was still standing. There's another shot of it, a little bit distant, and you can see the greenhouse is over to the right side of the screen, the work area over there as well. And here we are much further along after removing the roof, removing so many things. So this is part of the wall that it needs to be taken apart. I've taken apart the top part there, and Todd came out. He's come out several times and helped me out quite a bit, and recently helped me get a lot of plastic up. So there's still materials all around in here. These pallet racks are gone now. Excuse me. But these are at various stages of the demo process and all. So pretty happy that we got to this point, but we're basically inside of the workshop here that's collapsed. This is the second floor. You can see this whole section is just torn apart, and this I've got straps over here on this side and over on the other side, and this wall is just flimsily being held in place right now at all. And there's another shot there. And this is the plastic Todd and I got up on there. Rather precarious situation getting up there and getting this done with this wall not being just sort of floating. It's a floating wall, I guess is the way to look at it. It could float either way. It breathes, that wall does. And this image will come in handy in a couple of moments when we look at some of the landscape, the elevation views. So this is the building that's still standing. This is the wall that's heavily damaged, and the other workshop was over here. We removed all that. These are just some of the materials that were inside of it here. But this building we're going to reattach, and it's going to be a bit taller, the rebuild here. Here we are, we're over in the west side of the garden now. So we were just previously, so this is the east side, and this is the central garden where the garlic is right now, if you watch some of the recent videos. So we're on the east side of the building, and here we are on the west side of the building. Okay, on the west side of the building, north is to your left-hand side. And so here's an elevation view of the building that I'm drawing out here. So this is 44 feet long, going a north and south direction. And up here you can see there's a little icon here showing the direction of north on here. And this is the building, the 34 by 50 building that's still standing. And that wall that connects is the damaged wall here. Now, it looks like it's two different levels. This wall here is 8 foot tall on this building here, on the building that we've got here, and it's got a second story that's much higher. This wall over here is 10 foot tall, and there's an entrance door over here on the southwest corner, and just two. I'm only going to be putting in 2 of the double hung windows on this side of the building. Here we are now. We're looking at the east side of the building. And here, north is to our right here. This is the existing building that's still standing there. So this is a gambrel roof. So we got about a 612 pitch here, much steeper pitch here, then it kicks out again here. So that's the roof sections. And this is the wall, the 8 foot wall here. This is a 10 foot wall, 2 windows I've got on this side, on the east side of this wall, and the entrance door over here to the left, and it's got a 2 foot overhang for the roof and all. Okay, now this is a front elevation, so we're looking at the existing workshop that's here, and it does have 2 separate dormers on it on either side, which you could see in previous sections, and if you need to, you can always go back in the video a little bit. But this is the front of the building that's still standing, and this is the building that will be rebuilt, the building here. So this is a 10 foot high wall here. This is an 8 foot high wall, 8 foot here. Second story is up here, and this is 10 foot over here. These are 12 by 9 overhead doors, and they go right through. So this is the north face of the building right here, and we're looking south. You can see there's a ghost image here of me getting my roof pitch wrong here. So this is a 612 pitch. Should handle the snow much better. Roof to peak of the building here is roughly 25 feet. And ground to peak of the new building will be 28 feet, 3/8 inches. And of course there's roofing material that go on top of that. So it'll be 2.5, 3, about 4 inches taller than this. So almost 28 feet, 5 inches. So that's this perspective, this front elevation look diagram. Then what we're going to do is do as if we're looking down through the roof of the building. So to orient you, the building that's still standing is over here, and it's the same width as the center section right here. And there is a door on the second floor that you can't see with the plastic that's covered up right now. I'm sorry, this is the door down below that we're walking through. This is a 5 foot wide door. Above this on the second floor is a 3 foot wide door. And that door is right over here on this side of it. And so this diagram, so north is to our left, south is to our right, And what this does is it gives us some cutouts of some of the features looking in it. So we'll just start here at the bottom. So this is our west wall over here. We've got a 12 by 9 overhead door at this side and a 12 by 9 overhead door here. This section has a 10-foot tall ceiling in here. These are 2 by 6 walls. And over here is another 2 by 6 wall. But there's two 2 by 6 walls together, and I'll show a cutout of that in a couple of minutes. And there's a walk-through section here and a walk-through section here. It's hard to see that from the way that I've drawn this here, but this is a walk-through section going from the area that we drive the vehicles through to the main part of the shop here. This area here is basically a mezzanine. So this is 4 foot wide, the mezzanine here. This is 8 foot wide, the mezzanine here. So we have a 36-inch wide door up here to get things up and down into the second floor instead of going up and down the stairs. Because we're getting older, it's just much easier to go ahead with a forklift, go ahead and set the items up here on the mezzanine, and then we can bring things in and out of the second floor by having an 8-foot mezzanine here. This 4-foot mezzanine will go all the way around, so that's why I see all of these 2 by 6s. So these are 2 by 6 floor joists, and there'll be 3/4 inch plywood on top of this. So where else are we here? Same thing over here. This is a walk-through section here, another walk-through section, another 12 by 9 overhead door here, 12 by 9 overhead door here. So hopefully this all makes sense. C's are windows. J is a 36 by 80 inch entrance door. So this is just easy to get in and out of the building this way. Hopefully this is all making sense here. When it comes to this wall here, and there's a mirror image of this wall right over on this side. So we'll just take a closer look at that. I mentioned that this is a walkthrough section, but this is two 2 by 6 walls sandwiched together. So one of the 2 by 6 walls, the one closest to the side here, supports mono trusses, and we'll be looking at that in a couple of minutes. And this is 10 foot high, as is this wall over here. But right up against this 10 foot tall 2 by 6 wall is a 2 by 6 wall that's 16 feet tall. And that 2 by 16 foot tall wall is going to support the common trusses, which span this section here, the whole central section. So it's made up of 3 different trusses, a mono truss on either side where we drive through that is 10 foot tall, and 16 foot tall section here so we can get in with the big heavy equipment, the excavator, work on things with having a little bit of space and flexibility, and also be able to gain access to the second floor of the other building with this mezzanine around. So if we want to stop for a second here and look over here, well, I can't really move that over here without, I don't know how to do that. So we'll just look at this cutout over here. So this is showing a 2 by 6. So how are we supporting these sections over here? So we have 2 by 6 floor joists that are going to, so these are 2 by 6 floor joists here that will be supported by the 2 by 6 10-foot wall and a stubby 7 foot and 6.5 inch stubby. It's like a jack stud that's going to hold this 2 by 6 sixes that go across here. Over here in this section here, down in the right hand corner down here, we have 3 2 by 6s, and I show these as 6 by 6s, these beams here going around, and they are labeled, I can't see my label on it right here, but anyways, these are these posts that are all the way around, similar to being 6 by 6s, but they're actually sandwiched 2 by 6s, and there's one a little bit short to accommodate for the 8 inch 7 1/4 inch tall 2 by 8. So that's going to be headers that are going to go down this wall here, the inner circle all the way around, this inner U shape rather. So there'll be 2 by 8s that support the 2 by 6 floor joists, and those 2 by 6 floor joists will have this sort of connection to the outer walls and this sort of connection to the inner walls. Hopefully that all makes sense. And you can always freeze the frame to see everything here as we're going. So again, we're looking down from a skyline view as if the roof isn't there. We can see there's a mezzanine right here that wraps around. I haven't decided on the stairs yet. And that mezzanine, this will be a support walls, these 3 sections here. Same thing on this side. 3 sections of support wall here to support that mezzanine. But we'll be able to walk through these sections so I can easily move equipment, tools, and all back and forth through these 6-foot wide walk-through sections. So I may come in with, like I always did with the BCS tractor, come in here and then bring it in and park it underneath the mezzanine section here, or the different attachments and all. So all depending on how I want to lay things out inside of here. So hopefully that makes sense, what we've gone through in this particular image here. So here's a looking at at part of the skeleton of the building from the southern view. So, trying to get this to readjust here. So this isn't spanning for me. Well, anyways, this is a mono truss over here sitting on top of a 10-foot tall 2x6. This is a common truss here sitting on top of a 16-foot 2x6. So this 16-foot 2x6 is attached to this 10-foot 2x6. There will be 1/2-inch plywood attached to the underside. This section all really healing all of the trusses, increasing the structural integrity. And then I may just go ahead and have some closed cell spray foam insulation. Now, I'm not a huge fan of spray foam insulation, but that can also add the rigidity to the plywood attaching to the trusses and all. I never want to have a blowout again and all. So that's the reason for all of this. Now, it's not showing any mezzanine in this section, but that would be right about here, the mezzanine inside of it. So this is a 12x9 overhead door, 12x12 overhead door, and a 12x9 overhead door here. And so the height of the building is to the top of the truss is 28 feet and 3/8 of an inch, and these are 10-foot walls to the outside with a 2-foot overhang. Here's a diagram. This angle here is slightly off, but I just didn't redo it. So this again is the 12x9, 12x12, and 12x9 overhead door. I do show that there will be shelving units on either side underneath the 4-foot mezzanine. So we'll see how that works. I won't have the shelving every place, but that would be it. And so this is one of the diagrams that I submitted to the truss companies for engineering. So I showed the snow load that we had on here and the accumulation of the snow on the eastern side of this roof contributing to the blowout of this wall. Now, each one of these sections here, so this is a 2x6 supporting a 10-foot tall 2x6. This is a 2x6 that's 10 foot tall, 2x6 that's 16 feet tall. And this circle here is going to a cutout up here. Why won't this thing allow me to, can I make this smaller? All right, so here we are. So this is a 10-foot tall 2x6. This is the bottom cord of the truss that's here. And this is 1/2-inch plywood. And as I mentioned, there'll be some spray foam insulation in that as well. Then we go out and we get to the 16-foot tall, 2x6. This is the bottom cord of the truss that sits on top of that. And of course, I'm just breaking that so it shows up in one image. and this is 1/2-inch plywood on the inner surface of this, and 1/2-inch plywood here. So we're really increasing the structural integrity of each one of these. Now, I may be putting hurricane straps on these, or what I'll do is I'll take some of my large screws and screwing from the top plate of these 2x6s here. And I should have shown cross section here to show that there's a top plate on top of here, and screwing into each one of the trusses right above. Same thing with this. Everything I can do to increase the structural integrity of these sections is really important. So I think we're good with that image. And this is just another overhead view. This is the existing building here. This is a 5-foot lower doorway here. This is the central ridge line, so the peaks will be in alignment. And this is not 68 feet. My original drawings had 68 feet, but when the guy rebuilt it, he did it as 66 feet. So ignore the 68. It's actually 66 feet. And I did initially started to put little stud walls here with a header going across. I don't think we're going to need that with the truss design, the plywood bracing, and the closed cell spray foam insulation to brace, and the screws going up into the trusses as well. And here we are, just another image with the mezzanine showing there from the top-down view. This is an image of the building. So this is the west side of the garden here, where the blueberry plants are over here. This is the building that collapsed. This is the building that's still standing. And here's the 2017, so western garden plot over here. I'm sorry, central garden plot over here, western garden plot over here. This is the building back here that collapsed. This was a 412 pitch. We're going to 612, and it'll be just a bit taller than this peak here. This one's 25 feet tall, and this will be, a bit taller than that. Not much taller, but a bit taller. And I think, here's our truss design. So this is the end wall truss design. So this is the common truss. So this is 34 feet wide. This ends up being 3'6" and 3/8 inches here. And there'll be another truss, the mono trusses, which will continue this peak line down, but these will sit on 10-foot tall walls, as opposed to these ones here sitting on a 16-foot tall wall. So right here you can see here are the purlins for nailing siding onto this side here. And let's go to the next one. So here is the common truss, the standard ones. This isn't the end wall, so this is a standard design that's going along. These are 2x6s here, 2x6s here. These are 2x4s all in here. And we went through quite a few different design styles and all, but I've already started a deposit for these ones. So here we have the mono truss, and so there's quite a few of these, twice as many of the other ones. So this is an end wall one. So this has got the purlins on it, and these ones sit on 10-foot tall 2x6 walls. The outer wall over here, and the one that's adjacent to it, and there's a 6-foot taller a 6-foot taller truss on this, and I'm sorry, 6-foot taller 2x6 wall that comes right up to about to here. So, and the common truss will adhere to, it will be placed right up against this mono truss. And this is one that's the standard ones in the central part, just not the end walls, because they don't have the purlins there as well. And I think that's it. So pretty excited that we're moving along with this. So it'll look somewhat similar to this. Again, I'm going to be going with a metal roof on this. I may be going with metal walls. I haven't decided everything yet. I want things, my goal at this point is to do everything I can to make sure that we don't have another collapse in the future, so that my daughter, my grandkids, my great-grandson, they can all enjoy this place without worrying about all the other things in life that go along with a property like this. So I guess that's it for today's video, folks. I really appreciate you watching and enjoy your comments and your questions. But I thought I'd share with you one of the things I do on a day off from the work out there in the shipping containers and the workshop or in the gardens and all. So I appreciate you watching. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe and take care. Bye-bye now.